If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around here, I'll make them all day. I get one down in a second if you wait. I fly like paper, get high like planes. If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around here, I'll make them all day. I get one down in a second if you wait. Sometimes I think sitting on trains. Every stop I get to, I'm clocking that game. Everyone's a winner, we're making our fame. Bonafide hustler, making my name. Sometimes I think sitting on trains. Every stop I get to, I'm clocking that game. Everyone's a winner, we're making our fame. Bonafide hustler, making my name. All I wanna do is take your money. 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 Pirates, skulls and bones, sticks and stones and weed and bombs. Running when we hit 'em. Lethal poison for the system. Pirates, skulls and bones, sticks and stones and weed and bombs. Running when we hit 'em. Lethal poison for the system. No one on the corner has swagger like us. Hit me on my banner, prepaid wireless. We pack and deliver like UPS trucks. Already going hell, just pumping that gas. No one on the corner has swagger like us. Hit me on my banner, prepaid wireless. We pack and deliver like UPS trucks. Already going hell, just pumping that gas. All I wanna do is take your money. 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 MIA, third world democracy. Yeah, I got more records in the KGB. So no funny business. You already are.
See, tell them already, we have to tell them again. Tell them already, we have to tell them again. Tell them already, we have to tell them again. Them a murderer. Them a murderer. See, them coming at me area want to kill off the youth. No dress up in a jacket and them dress up in a tie. Come a courthouse want to tell pale lies. Them a murderer. Tell them already, we have to tell them again. Tell them already, we have to tell them again. Cause them acting at them cheap one come kick out my teeth. Coming at them red want to lick off my head. Coming to my lane want to fly out my brain. Them dress up in a jacket and them dress up in a tie. Want to deprive I man from my rights. Them a murderer. Them a murderer. Watch them, watch them, watch them, watch them, watch them a come. Watch them, watch them, watch them, watch them, watch them a come.
Hey, what's up everyone? Fuzzy Juggernaut here. So I'm going to try to make this video as short as possible. But before I get into the build, if you like the content or the video on the channel, make sure that you hit the subscribe or like button, or dislike. Either way helps out the channel. So I wanted to utilize my True Patriot and see where it was at Went into DZ yesterday, put on some old True Patriot sets, and surprisingly it did very well. I was able to take out a lot of other players by myself against 1v3s, 1v2s, 1v1s. It hits pretty hard, and the survivability is actually still pretty good on it. There's a lot of different ways you can actually utilize it and different talents you can put on it. Overall, I was actually pretty happy with it, so I figured I'd try to bring it back. So let's get into the build. We're going to be using the firewall specialization. Pretty much when our armor breaks, going to put the opponent on fire, and we're using it also for the shield, which I'll get into in a little bit, and then just for some of the other passives. Now we're going to be using the Lady Death. You actually don't have to use this. I use two different weapon sets on this build. So the first setup with these weapons is going to be the Lady Death, which everyone should know what the Lady Death does. Increases your damage by moving and gives you sprint after you kill people. If you don't know, you can just look up the talents on it. This one's close to God Roll. It's not quite, but 72k damage total, which is nice. And then our secondary weapon is the AK. Now, preferably you'd like the Black Market AK or the top tier ones, but this one's God Rolled. I have a couple of them. So I have this one on here with Optimist for the increased weapon damage by 3% for 10% ammo missing from your magazine. And this one was God Rolled. Got damage to armor, comes with health damage, and then 15% assault rifle damage. So we're sitting at 101.8k, which is pretty good damage. And the AK shoots a lot slower, but it hits really hard. And if you land your headshots, you can absolutely annihilate people. Plus, it just tears through the armor like crazy. Now, for the second, you can go for, I'll put like a MPX or, where is it? There we go. Tactical Vector SB9. You can use either one or whatever you'd like. And then you can actually put on the back bar the EB. The Eagle Bear hits really hard on this build too, and you get 80 rounds or 79 rounds. So close to 80 rounds. It's hitting at 84k damage. This one's not even God rolled. It's close to it, but not quite. And the tenacity buff you get with the accuracies and all that stuff put up, it hits pretty hard. That amount of ammo really can make the difference in a fight. It's pretty awesome. So either way you can go. I normally use the AK if I'm at longer distances. This thing hits really hard at far distances, but you know, it's hard to control. It's completely up to you. If you want to go EB, you can. I personally like the AK, but I do use the EB every once in a while also. So it's just pretty much preference, up to you how you'd like to play. If you're close and personal, which I get up to too, the AK still does really well, but the EB, having that extra amount of ammo really does make a big difference also. So it's, like I said, it's completely preference, playstyle, and what you'd feel like you'd want to use. For our sidearm, we're going to be using the M45A1. You can use whatever sidearm you'd like, shotgun, whatever. It's up to you. For our first set, we're going to be using True Patriot. Now, this is going to give us, 2 pieces is going to give us 30% ammo capacity, 3 pieces is going to give us 30% magazine size, and then you get the red, white, and blue if you use 4 pieces, which we are. I'm not going to go over all the talents. You can read them right here, pause the video if you want. Everyone should know what it does now. On this one, our core attribute's at 149,000, so we have armor on it, and then 6% critical hit chance I rolled on here. Now, you can take the critical hit chances off and put headshot damage if you want. My aim has gotten a little rusty over time because I've been off and on the game, so if your aim is excellent on console, then by all means, I mean, go for headshot damage. You'll do insane amount of damage with all the headshot damage you can put on there, especially with the EB. But even with the AK, it'll absolutely annihilate people. I just have critical hit chance and critical hit damage on here, which they're not the highest for this build, but because we're rocking weapons that hit so hard, it's not too big of a deal. We do a lot of damage. Then I have a bleed resistance mod. You can put disrupt resistance if you'd like. It's completely up to you. Our second piece and second set's going to be Sokolov. You can change these out and put like Fenris and Seska if you'd want, but you'd preferably want a God Roll Seska that you could change the mod to a red mod for right now until the other update comes. But for this right now, this is going to give us SMG damage and then 2-piece is going to give us that 15% critical hit damage. Now you could also use Providence too for more headshot damage if you end up rolling all your headshot damages onto pieces, so that could benefit you also. We have 11.6% weapon damage on here, which isn't high, and then we got 12% critical hit damage is what I rolled on it, 4.3% critical hit chance, and then 11.8% critical hit damage mod. Running Unbreakable. When your armor is depleted, repair 95% of your armor. You get like 40% or 45%. Some people would suggest that Unbreakable is really not worth it anymore, but honestly, I've had the damage sets, and when I'm getting focused by multiple people, I prefer to have that extra half-life or even 40%. It really can make the difference in a fight, especially when you melt people down or they're melting you down. Like it can make a big difference. So you can rock a damage talent on here if you'd like, but I personally ran with Unbreakable. So if you want to change it, by all means, go ahead. Our next piece is going to be another True Patriot. This is going to be our holster. This is same as before. So this is our second piece of our True Patriot. I've got armor on here and then maxed out or close to maxed out crit hit chance. I need to get a little higher one to the 6%. And like I said, you can put headshot damage on here if you want. Our backpack is going to be the second piece of Sokolov, and then we're running 12.5% weapon damage, 5.4% critical hit chance, 10.9% critical hit damage, and then 11.7 critical hit damage mod. And then the talent's versatile. So with the SMG, you'll get 35% at 15 meters or closer, and then you'll get a 10% with your assault rifles. Now, if you don't want to run this, you can run whatever you'd like. If you want to go for a defensive talent, you can. If you want to go for a vigilance or something like that, then go for offensive talent. One of those that will boost your damages up. If you take damage, though, with that, obviously it negates the damage. But either way, whatever you'd like to go with. I just had the versatile on here. I haven't rolled anything on it. It's unrolled. I haven't decided what I wanted to do yet. For our hands, we're going to be running True Patriot. So we'll have 135,000 armor on here for our core attribute, and then our regular attribute is going to be 6% critical hit chance. You can put headshot damage or critical hit damage, like I was saying earlier, with these pieces if your aim is really good. Then for our knees, we're running a last piece of True Patriot, which is our fourth piece, and this is 124,000 armor on the core attribute, and then our attribute is 6% critical hit chance, and like I said, headshot damage, critical hit damage, whatever you want to run on there, you can. It's completely up to you out of those 3 damages if you'd like. For our skills, we're running the Striker Shield. Since we are on 4 blues, 2 red build, the blues really help out with the shield. I know shields are sort of annoying now, and it sucks, but at the same time, it's just you don't get anything better for the benefit of having the blues, so I'd run a shield if I were you. If not, you can run whatever you'd like. This is just what I run, so we're at 3.5 million health on here. I have a 8% shield health mod that you get from the firewall passives or a specialization, and then 4.4% shield health and a 4% damage bonus per enemy, because we get the damage bonuses for the enemies in front of us, and it stacks, so it does more damage for your weapon. It's a really good skill to have. A lot of people are using it, so I would recommend using the shield. Our second skill is going to be the Jammer Pulse. You can run decoy or defender drone or whatever else you would like, chem launcher, any of that stuff. I just run this to jam people's skills. I have a 9.4% charge speed on here, and then a 9% effect duration. Like I said, it's completely up to you. If you want to run decoy or one of the other ones, go ahead. They can be situational, so run whatever you'd like. I'm not going to go over the watch since my watch is still low. Our grenade we're using is the cluster grenade. It's a really good grenade. You can use the concussion if you'd like. Cluster's pretty good though. You can force people out of cover, or if they're almost dead, it can put quite a bit of damage on them, finish them off with that. Let's go to the stats. So our stats, we're at 60% crit, 101% critical hit damage, which I know it's not a lot. I don't use that SMG as much, even though we're using Sokolov. I use the ARs a lot more, but it is nice, especially when you have to reload or any of that stuff. You can just switch over to your SMG and burst them down real quick when you get up and close. So, and you get that 35% bonus from Versatile, which helps make up. And then you stack that with the Liberty. It's pretty crazy and ridiculous how hard it hits. So we're not too worried about these numbers. These numbers aren't bad. 6% crit's good, but the 101's not super high and it's not like super low, but it's not the best. We got 50% headshot damage. Let's go down. We're sitting at 1.3 million armor, and we have really nothing else besides the pulse resistance. So if we go back up top, switch to the weapon, let's go to the AK. So the AK is going to be sitting at 43.8% critical hit chance and 96% critical hit damage, which I said is not a lot, but this thing actually hits really hard with this build, and these numbers are deceiving. The AK with this build, it absolutely destroys people, like, pretty fast. It hits really hard. It's one of the highest damaging ARs in the game. The rate of fire is really slow, but you get increased amount of ammo from the true Patriot, and this thing knocks them back. Like, it hits really hard and rips through their armor pretty fast. I think that's it for the build. If I missed anything, just let me know in the comments below. Like I said, I was trying to make this build video as fast as possible. I didn't want to spend too much time on it, so yeah. If you guys have any questions, just put it in the comments and ask, and I'll get back to you. I appreciate everyone stopping by, checking out the video. Hope you all have a good day, and I'll catch you all later on the next video. Peace.